Okay, round two. Name something that's not boring.
A laundry? Ooh, a book club. Computer solitaire, huh?
Ah, sorry, we were looking for Chumba Casino. That's right, ChumbaCasino.com has over 100 casino-style games. Join today and play for free for your chance to redeem some serious prizes. ChumbaCasino.com. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18 plus. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.
Oh, man, am I excited to have our next guest on. You know him as an actor. He's a comedian. He's a dancer. Now he's a farmer. The famous Jim Belushi. How are the girls, Jim? What's up?
The girls are great. The girls, I like that you refer to the cannabis plant as a girl because they are a feminized plant, and the energy, that feminine energy is beautiful. It's healing and it's wonderful. I mean, these girls have led me to where I'm supposed to be. I just follow that feminine energy.
How do you keep the males away, by the way? I mean, I know when you plant them, you don't plant female seeds, right? You get what you get, or how do you control that?
Well, you plant the seeds, and about 50% of the plants that come up are male, and you have to identify it as soon as you can and pull them out of the room. I know they just, males are good for seeds, and then you get rid of them. I don't know, kind of like the real world, right?
Yeah.
It's like, give me the baby, now get out of here, baby.
That's the way it works. Man, I really love your new show. It is a third season already underway, and all you have to do, if you're like me, is just speak into your remote, hit that little microphone and say, watch Growing Belushi, and it's available for streaming. Season 3, you can even watch the previous seasons. I'm wondering, it seems like watching a few episodes, what's a tougher business, acting and surviving in Hollywood or growing weed?
Growing weed, absolutely, because it's farming. Farming is, is the backbone of America, and I understand why the government subsidizes it from time to time, because it is really difficult. You're dealing with aphids, mites, squirrels, gophers, deer, hawks. You're dealing with weather. In Oregon, we're dealing with fires, smoke. There was a drought for a while. You could lose a whole crop with one bad nutrient. It's a high-risk industry, a high-risk business, farming, but the gratification of working in the ground, outside, growing something that is helping people heal, whether it's Alzheimer's or PTSD or sleeplessness, hopelessness, headaches, pains, also makes you feel good. And everybody wants to feel good. You shouldn't feel guilty about feeling good. I mean, that's we go through the day trying to feel good, right?
Yeah.
If we don't feel good, we go home and have a drink to try to feel good. Well, I'm saying go home, have a little edible, take one little hit off a joint, which I do, only just a little. It's like a little microdosing just to feel good. I'm not a stoner by any means. I use it as kind of a medicine to make me feel good. And actually, I have one strain I call cherry pie. I take literally a half a hit off it. And everything my wife says that night sounds beautiful. I call it the marriage counselor. It is like really sweet. It's a real sweet experience.
Like Warrant used to say, she's my cherry pie, baby. And she'll put you
she's my cherry pie.
And she'll put you in a good mood. And I've heard you say, Jim, that you're not in this for the money. And I heard your good buddy Dan Aykroyd say you're in it for the good of humanity. And I also heard you say that you think that your brother may still be alive, probably would still be alive if cannabis was legal in the 70s. Can you elaborate on that? How do you think he would still be around if he was smoking weed?
Oh, I'm just saying that everybody is screaming inside. Everybody knows somebody who's struggling. And the choices we use and make to quiet that screaming, that struggle, there's alcohol, there's drugs, there's gambling, there's sex addiction, there's all kinds of things that There's also yoga. But cannabis, I think, is the safest medicine out there. It's gentle. I mean, I used to be a bouncer in Chicago, and I never broke up a fight between two potheads. And I think if John were a pothead, he would be alive today. I think there would have been a better choice of medicine than experimenting with all the other drugs that are available. But it was also a cultural thing back then, you know.
In a fast-paced world, every day brings new challenges and new opportunities. At Strayer University, we know a thing or two about getting and staying ahead of change. For over 130 years, we've been providing students like you with innovative tools, customized support, and an education built to empower you, so you can find your way forward and always keep striving. Visit strayer.edu to learn more.
We're talking with the legendary Jim Belushi. He's gone farmer, and you can watch the latest season of Growing Belushi coming on Discovery Plus and on demand right now. I want to ask you about investing in cannabis because I've kind of taken a bath. I went with the whale that my investor said, oh, get Canopy, get Tilray. Now that stuff's in the toilet. Do you get involved at all with I know you invested in a grow house, but what about any stock tips from Jim Belushi?
Right now, I believe in the industry. I think there's two companies that I really like. I know them very well, and they have great purpose, and they are extremely good businessmen. And that's Charlie and Ben. Charlie with Cresco Labs, and Ben with Green Thumb Industries. I personally like them the best. I think they understand how to grow and how to make money doing it. It's a tough industry to make money.
It seems like it's been difficult. And speaking of difficult, I was just watching your show the other night, and your fucking grow house caught on fire. Did you ever find out who the son of a bitch is that did that?
Yes, we do at the end of the first episode. I'm not going to tell you who, but the concern was about organized crime, because in Jackson County, Oregon, there were 1,000 illegal organized crime grows. And I mean, when I say organized crime, I mean guys who are carrying guns and using people as slave labor, and very threatening. And we had an illegal grow next to us. And I was concerned that my barn burnt down because they didn't like us. And they were warning us. So you got to watch the first episode.
You ain't lying, Jim, when you say that growing weed's more dangerous than I knew there were blood-sucking insects in Hollywood, but I had no idea what goes on growing weed. And you can find out more by watching Jim's new show. I looked at your resume, man. You have got a fucking resume, Jim. Congratulations on a great career. I know we've talked about you a lot, but I'd like to talk about some of the legends that you've shared the silver screen with. When I say a name, I want you to not even think but for a second, and I want you to blurt out the first thing that comes to your mind. And don't hesitate, because then we know you're lying. I don't want to put pressure on you, but here we go. First name, you worked with him in Red Heat, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Star. He is a star. He is a beautiful man. I love Arnold Schwarzenegger. He is the most real, intelligent gentleman that I've ever met.
He's been known to take a pull or two off the joint, and look at the kind of shape he's in. So there you go. Smoke more weed. Tupac, how about working on the screen with the legendary rapper Tupac?
Love. Love is my first word. I love Tupac. We had such a chemistry and a connection. You know, we were both musicians, so we really connected on the rhythm of the heart, you know, and it was so easy working with him. It was like eating a great pasta, just delicious. He was a wonderful, talented man.
Yeah, he was woke way before woke became a thing. This guy was real woke at 17. At 17.
So cool. Come on, man. Listen, when I was on Saturday Night Live, I went and saw a movie called Wild Style, and I walked out of that theater just dancing. It was a graffiti movie, but there was house music in it, and rap. And we walked. I remember me and my buddy Chris, the writer. We walked from that movie theater in Manhattan all the way back to Saturday Night Live, and we wrote a rap, and I did it on Saturday Night Live that next year. And the guys like Grandmaster Flash back then, those guys were writing poetry about the world that they lived in. And Tupac was a poet. He wasn't just sitting there singing about me and my Mercedes and my microphone and all the chicks. He was talking about real stuff going on, man. He was moving. He was a writer, an actor. I mean, God, I just loved him, man. It was just
can't believe we lost him so young. Let's move on to the way back machine
10
here.
10 days after we finished Gang Related, he passed. It really hurt me.
Yeah, very sad. Man, what a talented young kid he was. Who knows what he'd be doing if he was still around. This guy, the Wayback Machine, we got to go all the way back to 85 when you were on the screen with the legendary Tom Hanks. What comes to mind when I say Tom? You hesitated.
Yeah.
He's a dick, I guess. Tom's a dick, isn't he?
I can't say that.
Okay, we'll move on to the next name. John Candy.
Okay.
Once Upon a Crime.
Oh, Joy Boy. Joy Boy.
Love John.
Joy Boy. Him and Dan Aykroyd are the original Joy Boys in my life. I mean, they just radiate pure joy. When you're in their presence, you are laughing, enjoying life, and just, they're like my brothers, John Candy and Dan Aykroyd. And, I've lost two brothers, John Candy and my brother John. And, I got one Joy Boy left, and that's Dan Aykroyd. We do the Blues Brothers all across the country now, and he's part of the Belushi's farm. He's actually in the show, Growing Belushi.
Yeah, I've seen him in there, and he's a good businessman himself. I know he's got that tequila that's about $500 a bottle, but what a hell of a bottle he sells. Great at marketing. So
it's beautiful. It's an artist piece. Yeah.
You got a good partner.
Art, that bottle.
I'm a big fan of yours, Jim, man. And finally, I would like to ask you about the Cubs. I'm a huge Cubs fan. Love the North Siders. When they won the World Series in 2016, I feel like I've kind of lost interest. I don't know if I'm an asshole because I still love the Cubs. But I'm not watching it because how do you top that? How do you top what happened in 2016? And are you all in on the Cubs still?
Yeah, I was. I'm in Chicago right now. I went to the opening day against the Brewers, which we won, and then 2 days later I went back and sang the seventh inning stretch. We lost, and I'm in Chicago right now, so I'm going to go to the Cubs game again. I love Wrigley Field, and I love the Cubs, and I'm so grateful that they won a World Series in my lifetime.
Yeah, what an amazing time that was in 2016. Jim, I really appreciate your time. Growing Belushi. I can't wait to see the rest of season 3. Everybody should stream it. And God bless you for everything you're doing, and enjoy that cherry pie, baby.
Thank you. Thanks for the love, man. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for the support.
All right. Peace out, Jim. Love you, brother.
All right, man. Love you too, man. Thank you.
Lucky Land Casino, asking people, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
Lucky? In line at the deli, I guess?
Aha, in my dentist's office. More than once, actually.
Do I have to say?
Yes, you do.
In the car before my kids' PTA meeting.
Really?
Yes.
Excuse me, what's the weirdest place you've gotten lucky?
I never win and tell.
Well, there you have it. You can get lucky anywhere, playing at LuckyLandSlots.com. Play for free right now. Are you feeling lucky? No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. 18+. Terms and conditions apply. See website for details.